It's 9 p.m. in Vancouver, and I'm hanging out at a park with 7 other Nepali students. We're eating chips, the weather is freaking cloudy and chilly, yet we're so ready to drink water with ice, wearing shorts, and having a serious but not so serious conversation about visa deadlines, not getting jobs we want, and ghosting culture in part-time jobs in Vancouver that requires less to no effort. One guy, let's call him Ram, okay, is in his third year of postgrad work permit extension. Another girl, Sita, let's just call her Sita, just got rejected from a cashier job in Walmart because she lacked Canadian customer service skills and was thinking about leaving Canada repeatedly. And me being baffled when I ask, Kina janu paryo firta? Why would you go back? Working hard and getting PR is the goal, no? They all laughed like I've just told a joke. Because here's the thing I couldn't understand. I didn't know their paths. I asked, and Nepali youths aren't just hustling for a better life anymore. They're fighting an invisible war against visa lotteries, recession job markets, and quiet shame of failing in front of family back home. And honestly, it's the most resilient and respectful thing I've ever seen. Namaste and welcome to this little pocket of memory and meaning. I'm Lama, a Nepali-born Canadian with a banking job I don't love. Talk about it. A soul that's slightly crispy, and a desperate hope that talking into a microphone will somehow fix that. Today's episode is about $60,000 of dreams and paying $25,000 a year to chase the Canadian experience. But what's the return on investment? We're in a kind of a bait and switch economy right now. There was this broken promise for international students specifically because they came here for life, right? They came here for the study and then work and then PR pipeline. Makes sense. That has been the trend for Nepalis for the last 2 decades. So why not, right? Canada, Australia, New Zealand, America, jagai pani एउटै त हो नि. But let's focus on Canadian here. Canada is cutting PR slots. Wages aren't matching rent. Forget about the utilities and amenities and other cost of living. And the Canadian experience is almost a myth perpetuated by unpaid internships. I have a master's in business science, says another Joe. But I drive Uber. My professor said network work. मेरो त network नै Uber drivers हो यार. For every 10 Nepali students, the stat says only 2 will get PR. The rest, it's $100,000 gamble. And that's the pain point. Most entry-level jobs refuse to support PR paperwork, but in order to get the PR, you need experience. And nobody's gonna give you that experience. You wanna know the real hustle? It's not the 60-hour work week or the 5 a.m. study sessions. It's the performative culture. The daily act of staging a success story for the people back home. What I mean by it is, you see it in a way their voice shifts in the middle of a call. That split-second pause when their mom says, "Kasto cha chora, chori," and they swallow the truth like a bitter pill. "Hazur thikai cha mommy," which translates to, "I haven't eaten today, but I can't tell you that." "Kam धेरै cha," which translates to, "I'm working 12 hours shift 5 days a week, But you didn't sacrifice everything for me to complain, right? So I won't. पैसा पठाइदिएको छु है ब्याङ्कमा हेर्नुस्. I skipped rent to send this, but at least the family thinks I've made it. That guilt, holy macarelli, is a full-time job. Every "we're so proud of you" from home is a weight, and every "when is the PR coming" is a ticking clock. The cruelest part, I tell you, is the more they struggle, the harder they smile on Instagram or Snapchat. Because the failure here isn't just personal, it's collective. Remember, we come from a collectivist society. It means the village, the family that pooled money, the father who sold his land, the little sister who thinks that you walk on gold-paved streets. They were all wrong. That was all a facade. So, the hustle isn't survival. It's keeping the dream alive, even if it's killing you slowly and softly. So, let's do the math here. Let's do the international student immigration math. Subtract dignity, add overtime, multiply by guilt, and divide the happiness. And the answer is always घरमा धेरै पैसा पठाउनु पर्यो. Send more money home. Another thing is also we cannot ignore this, okay? The Trump effect and the global anxiety. We cannot ignore the elephant in the room, can we? There's this domino effect of US-Canada relationships, which has further put a strain on immigration as well. The US policy, the parliament, everything is in chaos. Hence, more students flock to Canada. Hence, more competition for fewer jobs and PR slots. Think about it. The world has somersaulted since Trump won, right? If you haven't been watching news, ICE have started raiding the immigrant communities. And Canada has already tightened the borders. What's the international students' plan B? As far as I can tell, there's none. तर कुरा गरे पनि कुरा काटे जस्तो हुन्छ के भन्ने नै हो भने. Let's see. We're not just fighting the system here. We're fighting each other in the great international student hunger games. किन? किन भनेर सोचौ भने हामी होली ट्रिनिटी कन्ट्रीज हो के. कहिले पनि छुट्दैन. यो इन्डियन र चाइनिज इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट्स पनि त्यत्तिकै आएको छ बा. Indian students, let's just take for example, they have 5 years of fucking experience from their uncle's Delhi startup. Hami? I don't know. With just 6 months of diploma in culinary arts. उनीहरूको competitive advantage नै धेरै छ के. They will take any job. You need Tamil speaking security guard? My mother tongue is Tamil, but I can learn Hindi by tomorrow. The one cousin that already is in Scotiabank will make my job life easier because once I graduate, त्यहीबाट तान्नी हो के. Right? More network. अब Chinese students को कुरा गरौँ भने, they actually show up in like actual luxury cars that their parents bought. Part-time job bhane ke ho ra? It just means managing my mom's Vancouver real estate portfolio, you know. I'm just living there and trying to rent it out. All that boozy shit. And their secret weapon is they're willing to work for free, for experience. In the meantime, Nepali students are the only ones who actually need the job to eat. हाम्रो secret weapon भनेको चाहिँ our Dayan Didiko network of 7-Eleven managers or hotel chain managers who will hire us if we just say dhanyabad correctly. But here's the dirty secret that no immigration brochure will tell you. When the system fails you, your only lifeline is the kid from Biratnagar who shares his last $20 momo with you. You'll see it in the Facebook groups with names like Nepalese Living in Vancouver, Canada Squad. where job postings for night shift, no sin required, get forwarded like lifelines, where someone always knows a guy who can fake a reference letter, or an agent, quote unquote dalal, who is offering a 2-bedroom basement for 6 people who won't ask for credit checks. There's unwritten rules of gas भरेपछि पैसा दिन्छु ल, which I understood was I'll e-transfer you after I get my pay. Just get me into this interview, please. मेरो रुममेटको बेड ओपन छ, आउँदा हुन्छ. This means sleep on the couch for a day or two. We've all been there. ल ल CV पठा, मैले fix गरिदिन्छु. One of the guys says, no worries, man, I'll lie and say you managed my uncle's store in Kathmandu for 3 years. And it's very funny, and technically moral issue huncha. There's के हो यो भन्ने त्यो compass अलि थाहा हुँदैन. But when you really think about their position, that is not just kindness. It's rebellion in kindness. In a country that sees them as temporary labor, they build their own underground railroad of survival. No banks, no bosses, just a shared network of trauma र सबै ठिक हुन्छ यार भन्ने vibe. And the cultural genius of it? It's घरको संसार in a foreign land. The same सबैको लागि एउटै थाली हो भन्ने spirit is brought back. That feeds entire network of students as a village, which typically would be seen as, splitting a $15 meal 3 ways because someone's paycheck hasn't arrived. Driving 2 hours to pretend as a friend's cousin at a job interview. And this is where it touches the soft spot, is the silent understanding that today's giver is tomorrow's beggar. नेपालीले नेपालीलाई त मदत गर्ने हो नि. We're all what we've got. Isn't resignation? It's actually the most Nepali thing left in them. The stubborn refusal to let each other drown. Same game, different battlefield. Even when the world is loudly and proudly saying they're disposable, they won't back down. And funny how I think that meritocracy vanishes when your resume says Kathmandu, but your accent is like, sorry, eh? Regardless of all the fucked up thing happening around, there are still underground economy of hope for them. This guy I know of is delivering skip the dishes while finishing his CPA. The girl I know is working night shifts at Tim Hortons and building a TikTok following to monetize her art. Ma afai गर्न सक्छु isn't optimism, it's defiance. It's a relentless pursuit of something that you know is possible. And when I look at these examples, it's a thought process comes across, Maybe making it isn't PR. Maybe it's refusing to let the system erase your humanity. I can help new students find apartments, says Joe last time. At least I can save them from the scams I fell for. Resilience isn't going viral. It's getting rejected 1,000 times and still applying for the job 1,001 with your name spelled right. But nobody admits. Every time we do this, every momo we share, every bed we give to a unknown Nepali stranger, every fake reference given, we're not just helping. We're rebelling against a system that wants us isolated and profits from our desperation. So when Jane says, हामीबाट नै जब पाउने त हो नि, अरूलाई कहाँ खोज्न जाने? She's not complaining. She's actually declaring a war against the system. And I'm proud for her. So, what could I do? Or person similar as me having a privilege in Canada do? I personally would stop pretending hustle culture is heroic, man. There's no grind set mind culture anymore. Please stop that. Real talk, no amount of 5 a.m. routine will fix your immigration problems, guys. It's just the government, and we're just little pieces of human beings that have zero input in how the government runs in Canada. But we can help without hierarchy, without judgment, without putting others down, without thinking about other people as our competition. The Uber driver today might hire you tomorrow, hey? Most of all, we measure worth differently. So, हाम्रो नेपाली society को problem यही छ कि we measure our worth with how much money we have. Or कुन visa मा छ, or status quo. Like, let's not do that. Let's not measure each other by visas secured, your personal net worth, or how many people is in your network circle, you pulled up with you, yada, yada, yada. Because Gorkhali spirit, in all honesty, wasn't meant to beg for scraps in a system that sees us as cheap labor. It was meant to change the game. And if anyone can, it's those kids in the basement, the new international students that are hustling for life. Now, every other student I see at the street, along Walmart aisle, or at a bus stop looking at their phones, thanks to you guys, I'm relearning what resilience means and gaining a new sense of respect. Thank you for listening. Until next time, go drink water, go hike, and most importantly, don't forget to stay hopeful. Okay, bye.